Hi, my name is Chris Sadler. I'm the Director of Human Resources for the Sun Prairie Area School District. And today I'm describing an agenda item for matters reserved for board action on the October 28th, 2024 school board meeting, focused on compensation adjustments for professional educators with a successful November 2024 referendum. So one of the pieces that I'm going to describe based off of the school board report that you see in front of you is that this school board report is focused on the statement made right in the middle there. Upon successful passage of the referendum, the district would immediately allocate $3 million to increase pay for our current educators to bring the district above the Dane County average, and would increase the base salary to $51,402 for those with a bachelor's degree and $55,402 for those with a master's degree. The remaining $4 million would be held to fund future adjustments to remain competitive. Today's discussion or presentation is really focused on, if there is a successful passage of the referendum, how the $3 million focused on professional educators to bring our current educators on average above the Dane County average and increasing our base salary, how that would be distributed among our current educators. So real quickly, again, this statement is talking about starting salaries being increased so we're competitive with our Dane County districts that we're neighbors of, and then also would address salaries of our current professional educators throughout. So again, one of the things that you can read in the report is that beginning in September, when the board authorized a referendum for November, we knew that we had to bring that back to the professional educator work group, which is a committee made up of mainly professional educators, and then there's administrators, my role, Director of Human Resources, Assistant Superintendent Operations, Nick Rakoff, Phil Fry, our Director of Business and Finance for our district, all are involved in that discussion. So again, we brought that back to the work group because typically we're looking for feedback and input around how best to distribute that $3 million if the referendum were to be passed. And just a reminder that that $3 million, the associated costs of Social Security, the Wisconsin retirement system, all have to be calculated in that. And that's about 15%. So a couple of the things the work group talked about right away was that really there's two options we could look at: using the $3 million for percentage adjustments or some type of flat distribution. Typically, members of the work group, either through written submissions or just through discussion, really wanted to avoid any leapfrogging of salaries from like somebody with less experience, like coming in all of a sudden making more than somebody, say, 2 years in our system as a teacher. We also heard that the work group wanted to possibly look at, is there a way to recognize service years in our system? And really, when you think about percentages, we couldn't really go with that direction because it created a leapfrogging effect among those beginning teachers making more with some people that had a few years of experience in our system. Because the percentage, we couldn't keep the same percentage of about 7% raising our base and going 7% raise among all employees, because that went far above the $3 million that were allocated for this 24-25 school year around salaries. So instead of looking at that percentage, we looked at a baseline flat distribution of $3,400, because that's what both bases are moved up, bachelor's and master's, for 0 years experience, using that to have a baseline that every professional educator in our current system their salary is adjusted and added $3,400 to it. But then thinking about is there anything we can do to recognize total years of teaching service? And the one way we figured out to still stay within the parameters of $3 million for 2024-25, if the referendum is successful, is to add for every total year of experience $25 on top of the $3,400 for every year of experience. So you can see an example in the school board report. I won't go over that too much, but you can see someone with 9 years of experience times $25. That means their raise on top of the baseline $3,400 would be $3,625 for the 24-25 school year. all of these this concept or proposal does stay within the budget parameters while recognizing 12 years of experience. So there is some differentiation there. It creates a consistent baseline amount, which honors professional advancement hour. Now, to go a little deeper in that, what that actually means is that since our current compensation structure allows for our professional educators to complete 24 hours of professional advancement hours and then receive at least a $550 salary increase or 1.25% of their current salary, which whenever is higher. We didn't want to negate that by giving everyone two differentiated amounts to get above Dane County average, like in a proportional way. Because if we did that, that means people or professional educators that didn't finish their professional advancement hours would actually get larger raises to catch up with people that did, which would negate the professional advancement hours. So we didn't want to do that. It also adjusts our salaries in a consistent manner, getting our average Sun Prairie professional educator salaries above the Dane County average salary. And then just as a consideration, adjustments like this would be prorated based on FTE amount. So if somebody's a 0.5 or half time, then they would get half that amount, whatever that is, of the baseline, which would be 1,700 plus, 1,250 per year of experience from there. So again, just from the implications standpoint of this, we know that we had $3 million to work with, which the board had us talk about as a professional educator work group. And again, the board had two representatives on that group just as thought partners and listeners as liaisons to the professional educator work group. So I thank both Bryn and Steve for doing that. And I thank the committee and work group for getting to a point where we do have a proposal that fits within that $3 million if the referendum is approved this coming November 5th. So with that, the recommendation is that on behalf of the school board and superintendent, the director of human resources and assistant superintendent of operations recommend the implementation of a flat baseline amount of $3,400 for each professional educator, prorated based on FTE, and adding $25 for each total year internal and external experience as professional educator to be reflected in the 24-25 salaries upon the passage of the November 24th Sun Prairie Area School District referendum. I appreciate your consideration and thank you.